Hi, everyone. Welcome back. We're excited to close out the afternoon with you. We're just going to give a few minutes for everyone to get in from their sessions. It's good to see everyone coming back with smiling faces still. I see Patty Nicola over there and Susan and Jasmine. Josh is saying hi, keeping the energy up. Going on how many hours now? Is this 36 hours in, Joe, into the summit?
I didn't count.
Wow.
I didn't
You didn't
count.
count, Joe?
I just swam.
You just planned it, huh?
George. We'll just give it another few minutes. We know that the second session was just ending. Oh, Larry Selnick's back to join us. Lisa. My goodness. We have a lot of folks who have been with the partnership for a long time.
Yeah.
Did I win the
See Sue
award?
Bradley too. Corinda, see Sue Bradley, Corinda.
Did I win the award for the longest?
I think you probably do, Susan. All right. Well, what do you say? Should we go ahead and get started?
Yeah. Looks like
Oh
we
my
got
gosh.
got the crew here.
It does look like that. And what an incredible 2 days that it has been. And for us here at the partnership, this really signals a new day. You are all now here with us for what we're liking to call Partnership 2.0, the second volume of our anthology. And when Roland and I assumed the leadership positions in the organization last year, this organization was ripe for changes. We had a really rich 30 years to build off of, but it was time to do something new. Little did we know that just a few months later, our world would be turned upside down with COVID, the social unrest, and the economic downturn. And that last 30 years of practice practically went out the window. There was no longer a playbook to refer to. We had to do things differently, and we had to chart our own course to get there. We were flying and building the plane at the same time, as Roland likes to say, but we have this incredibly adept team who have made
Yeah.
the last 2 days possible. And it is just the culmination of so much. We had a quick debrief as a team yesterday afternoon, and we were joking that a year ago at this time, we had never actually even been able to sit together virtually in one place with making it work. So what tremendous strides we have taken since that time. And it was a willingness to take risks, to lead from behind, and to, in the wise words of Lin-Manuel Miranda, to rise up.
Yeah, and these last 2 days, I mean, they've been fantastic. We know this is the closing point for us, but the beginning of some new work, right? And a forward movement. But we do want to thank, and she would not want me to do this, but we're going to do it anyway, Joe Hawk and her vision for this. And she really pushed to make sure that this was an all-inclusive process. And Joe, for your vision, for your stick-to-itness, for your tenacity, for your drive in pulling this together with the team, with everyone at the partnership, with all of the external partners, kudos to you. And we so appreciate you being part of the team. And we're just laying the groundwork for what's next. And it's incredible to be thinking about so many possibilities. We heard about Mentor Hub, and maybe that's something we can bring to Connecticut programs, and consider how we deliver our training for mentors, and the content, can shift and change based on advancing equity in youth mentoring. And so that was a response in real time. We also want to recognize, again, the staff at the partnership, Andrew, Deb, um, Nathan, Aristide, Susan, Major Sergeant Dan Riley, and so many others that were behind the scene. Just on behalf of our whole team, we want to recognize each and every one of you, all of the presenters. We got Susan Weinberger here, Dr. Mentor here, and Pat Nicolard. We see so many of you, and we just appreciate the contributions all of you make. I'm not going to call any more names because I don't want to get myself in trouble, but we appreciate all of you. And we know that we cannot do mentoring, right? If nothing else we've learned from this conference, we cannot do mentoring like we did in 1999, We can't even do it like we did it in 2016. We can no longer do mentoring like we did it yesterday. And
Mhm.
that's very clear.
You're so right, Roland. And the world that we live in is just not the same. And we have made the commitment to do no harm. And to do that, we have to be committed to evolve and meet our young people where they are, empower them to share their voices and experiences, and recognize that youth with marginal identities struggle even more to find their voice and their power. We need to become more serious and purposeful about listening to young people. And as an organization, we have realized the strength that comes from ceding our own power to be part of something much larger by being a part of conversations like these. We know the transformative power that mentoring can have. We've seen it in stories like Jasmine coming back to the Human Services Council to
Yeah,
run the mentoring program that she was a part of for more than 10 years. Yesterday afternoon, we heard about Nathan's little brother, Evan, and the impact that their informal mentoring relationship has had on him during the pandemic and how he's come into his own. And each and every one of us could add to these stories of those who have mentored us or those that we've mentored that has allowed us to get us where we are today.
and Steve um, Vassar and Tori and Jean and all of the presenters helped us to understand, and we know, right? We know firsthand that young people who benefit from mentoring, they could be in Congress. They're our next congressional leaders. I may be in a dentist's office. One of us may be in a dentist's office one day, and we look up, hey, it's one of our mentees or someone who was mentored, right? And that's the future. So, and also this breaking free and this liberation, right, that we experienced in these last 2 days has been fantastic. And the keynotes even today talking about freedom and dream and freedom dream and all of those key points that were highlighted for young people. And the forward movement, honesty and vulnerability, ideas and innovation, cultivating and strengthening the peer network that we have. And we heard yesterday about, making lemonade from lemons. And we were handed some lemons this year, right? With COVID and so many other different challenges. But practitioners rose to the occasion. So we have the opportunity to explore and to reimagine and to think about what happens going forward.
You're so right, Roland. And I was thinking about what Ellie said yesterday in the keynote, that we might be looking for to return 2021 too. But I know that with this group of people that we really can make lemonade from lemons. And we want you to know today that you're not alone in this journey. We're here as an organization to be a resource for the tremendous work that's happening on the ground in our communities across the state. Our team is small, but it's mighty, and we're willing to collaborate and convene whatever conversations, trainings, and support we can to help move the needle forward. As I was thinking about this afternoon, and I was listening to Dr. Weston's words from this morning when she was talking about our dynamic with young people and the tendency to quell, I have to think back on the
Mhm.
past of our organization.
Yeah,
And whether intentionally or not, I think that at times we had the tendency to quell some of what was going on in the community, thinking
yeah,
that we knew best. And we are all here today as a testament to the ability to implement radical notions. That's how we survived 2020. And we threw away that insistence that this is how it's always been done and this
that's
is the
right.
way that it must be done moving forward. And so we want to create the best possible place for you to freedom dream. We can be the resource to help in that fight, but you're leading it. And we're here at your side or behind you to support that effort. And like our young people, we don't want to get in your way. We're here to support you, show up. And so together we can radically imagine a better future.
And I think with that, one of the things we want to do, and Susan, you'll be excited about this. You ready for it, Susan? We're going to start the Connecticut Mentoring Advisory Board, the statewide advisory board. And this is the official announcement of it. And this group will work together on a quarterly basis or whatever that meeting interval is going to be looking like. to really discuss some of these challenges that young people are facing, but also create those opportunities. And the Advisory Board, Larry, I know you're on, Larry Selnick, is comprised of leaders from the various sectors across our state. So there's cross-sector representation from prevention to law enforcement to education to corporate to healthcare. We're going to bring this think tank together. And Susan and Larry, you'll both remember back many years ago, right? That the advisory board really helped to strengthen the vision for mentoring here in our state. And it's something that Kelly and I are committed to, our mentoring team is committed to, and we're very glad to be able to bring that back. And that's in addition to, we've got the governor's ear in terms of the critical impact of mentoring. And, with the Step Up initiative, our commitment was 250 mentors. As Kelly mentioned early at the top of our time together, we've already gotten 30 mentors in the pipeline. So, but how do we continue to recruit more? And that's something that this advisory can be looking at, right? We can work together to reach businesses in the community, to pitch mentoring. We can work on future funding opportunities. And one I'll just mention briefly, we had OJJDP with us on yesterday. We currently facilitate 2 grants with OJJDP now, one that we got in 2016 that Joe was managing, and then another one from 2019. The one from 2019 is really about adapting mentoring strategy to support youth who are impacted by the opioid epidemic. And so we heard from Gene Rhodes earlier today about a framework, a model for mentoring, which was universal, selected, and indicated. That's a prevention model. And the opioid mentoring initiative includes that model. So it begins to look at mentoring as that intervention to reach youth with those multiple risk factors. And so we are going to be bringing that to scale. We are going to be applying this year to OJJDP. And if there are programs that are interested, please reach out to us. We will be putting in an application that will benefit many programs across the state and young people as well.
It's really exciting to think about all of there's to come. Yesterday had a chance to be part of the SOGI conversation, and it really led me to start to think about how we could do more series on promoting health and sexual health conversations between mentors and mentees. How can we find a way that we can get Mentor Hub into everyone's hands so we can track these trends together and make informed decisions that are going to impact lives? But maybe there's other things that you need help with and that we can help be a part of. And we want to know that we are an open door. We are here for you to understand the needs of the communities and how we can help. Now is not the time for us to be thinking small.
Mm-hmm.
I'll reference Hamilton one more time. This is not a moment, it's the movement. And thinking back to what Steve Vassar said yesterday, we're not going to play it safe. The house is burning down. And the question he posed to us, are we going to be the dog at the table saying it's fine? Or are we going to grab a hose? We've got the hose and we want to know if you're coming with us. Now, we just want to use this opportunity. We know we have a few more minutes with you to hear from you, whether you want to unmute or put something in the chat about your experience over the last 2 days, where you'd like to see things go from here. And then we'll close out with a brief video that our team has. And please don't be shy.
If I may say something?
Yes.
Okay. I have been so incredibly inspired over these past 2 days. And to be quite honest, I didn't think that anything could inspire me anymore. After 10 years of doing this, I thought, okay, ho hum, same old workshops. But let me tell you, I was so moved. I had goosebumps. I was writing notes like crazy. I'm making a T-graph of, okay, what's working in my mentoring program now, what's not working. Some of the workshops gave me permission to revisit. And it's okay to say, okay, maybe one-on-one sounds like a great model, but it may not be the best model. So I just feel like I'm looking at everything with a whole new fresh set of eyes and with permission to have those conversations. I feel great. I'm going to start the weekend off on a high, which I haven't felt that in a year because of COVID, So thank you, GPP.
Wow, that's fantastic, Patty.
Thanks, Patty.
Oh my gosh. I want to just echo Patty's excitement. That's all I'm going to say. She said it for us. Well, she said it for me. So I want to echo that. And I just want to personally thank the entire staff and everyone that put this together. It was phenomenal. Job well done. And there's so much more to do. We look forward to all that you have, for the future. So just well done. And we're so proud. And we are all walking away, for me in particular, with so many new ideas to bring back and have these deeper conversations. So thank you. Job well done.
Thanks,
Wow.
Andrea. We really appreciate you being here. And just to remind everyone, Andrea is also on our board of directors.
Yeah.
So in addition to overseeing Connecticut, she is there. So we're so appreciative to hear from you. Thank you.
Well, I'll put a few words in too, if I may. First of all, a job well done and extremely well organized. And so, of course, when you come off an event and such a high, we naturally are going to ask Jo if she would be willing to do it again, right?
That's right.
And if next year is too soon to do it, certainly the year after is your 25th anniversary. What a perfect time to have another 2-day summit. In terms of the advisory council role, and you're right, it's music to my ears. Don't forget the faith community. You listed them all, and not an important one. I actually think, as a takeaway, that there were so many lessons learned from the last 2 days, so many new ideas, that I'm wondering if perhaps there could be some sort of a white paper that summarizes the most salient points, because there are a lot of people, including legislators, that weren't on the Zoom, and we don't want this to go away. I also think it's really interesting that the 2019 survey said that 1% of all mentoring is e-mentoring. Can you imagine that 2 years later, that is going to change dramatically? But there are a couple of things I was also concerned about. If I may take a minute or so, in spite of all of our efforts, you heard today that there's still a high attrition rate among mentoring matches. We need to focus on how we can do a better job of supporting those matches as mentoring programs. You know, we put a lot of time and money into recruiting, screening, and training, and we want to make sure that these mentors and mentees last for the long term. But I have to tell you, my favorite thing of the last 2 days, I think Roland at least knows this, but I have a particular expertise in Native American mentoring. And many years ago, when I went out west to a reservation to determine whether people on the reservation, Native Americans, could understand the concept of mentoring, somebody looked at me straight in the eye and said, "What are you talking about? Elders have always been mentors to families and the community." And how many times did you hear the word elders today? Whether you're an elder that's my age, please show me respect, or an elder who is 45, please show her respect. We have to start thinking in terms of how elders at all ages are lifting up our kids. But I will close with, 2 more things. One is that 1% of the population is involved in mentoring. Connecticut can do a great job through our mayors and our legislators to really up the ante there. And finally, I just want you to know, as someone who's been with this partnership for a very long time, I could not have been more proud than today.
Wow. Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Susan.
Thank you, Susan.
Can I say something?
Yes, Jo.
Thank you for embarrassing me. It seems to be a particular skill and easy to do. But I really have appreciated the opportunity to work with not just my team at the partnership, but all of the people who presented. I am inspired by so many people who are out there doing really good work, came together to make this event happen. And I think that, we've got a blueprint for how to go forward. We got tons of ideas that can generate. I like the idea of a white paper that can be a nice summary, but then there are so many other things that we can be doing for the programs and the mentors throughout our state. And thank you for inspiring me. So I would leave it at that. Now I'm going to be quiet and put myself on mute.
Any other thoughts, things folks would like to share, questions you have, burning questions, or a next step you'd like to see brought into fruition? Okay, we have had such a great time together.
I think Gail, Roland, I think Gail's raising her hand.
Okay, yes, Gail.
Say thank you very much as a person who has mentored kids coming out of the family reentry process, because this was that's a whole different type of mentoring, but also very much needed. And I think this gave me a lot of inspiration, especially listening to Dr. Tori this morning was just really, really inspiring. The only thing I would want is perhaps if there could be a little more opportunity for participant feedback and discussion, because I think that would enhance what you already have. And I just wanted to say that. Thank you.
And Gail, we appreciate that, and that's something we had been talking a little bit about that at the team level. One of the things we typically do is just do a poll or a survey to have some more engagement, and so we're going to be thinking about ways when Jill plans this next year, right? Ways that we can incorporate a lot of that feedback and that dialogue.
Roland, it's only February. We could definitely fit something in before the end of 2021, right, Joe?
Okay, Kelly. Okay, rein it in.
Well, the statewide advisory board will be up and running too. And Susan, there's your mayor and elected officials challenge too, right there.
Absolutely. Way to go. We're finally going to get this underway. There was something else that I thought of that Norwalk is trying to do as a whole community now. More emphasis on workforce development and career mentoring for high school kids and college kids. And that's another area that we could look at to get corporations, especially in certain fields in terms of employment. Oh, there's so many things we could talk about, right?
Yeah. Good. So Kelly, we want to bring it home.
We do. We just want to let you know on Monday, you'll be receiving a survey from our team. Please feel free to take it. We're actually offering a raffle for 3 participants who successfully complete the survey for an Amazon gift card. It should take less than 10 minutes to complete. And we are also, there's something else, Roland, that I'm supposed to say. Now I'm forgetting. Queuing up the videos,
we do have a video presentation that we want to share with folks. Yeah. And that'll close our time out together. Here we go.
My name is Mike here. I'm in the 7th grade. I go to Solentano Middle School and I'm part of the Community Children's Program.
My name's Eric. I'm 27. I'm from Brantford and I'm Mike here's mentor. Has the coronavirus and the pandemic, the quarantine, being stuck inside your house caused you to have more worries or fears about your family members, or uncomfortable not seeing your friends?
More so uncomfortable not getting out the house and seeing other people.
Yeah, being stuck inside and not being able to socialize.
Yes.
What do you miss the most about being in school?
Something I miss the most about being in school is actually going to school.
Like being inside the classroom, in classroom with friends, having a teacher there.
Yes.
Yeah, it's hard to do it at home.
Yeah, because more of me being a visual learner and having to do it over a computer makes it a little bit harder.
Yeah, that must be really hard to do. I know we do a lot of different things together. We try to stay outside, but what are some of the your favorite things that we do together?
Going fishing and bowling.
Fishing and bowling? Yeah, that's a lot of fun.
having Eric as a mentor has given me somebody to talk to and taken a lot less of anxiety from me being in quarantine.
Do you have any hopes for other kids that will have mentors in the future? Something that you got out of it that you hope they do?
I hope other kids have somebody to talk to if they don't feel comfortable talking to either their family members or friends.
Yeah, I think that's good to have. I think everybody needs that.
Yes.
If you were in the quarantine and didn't have a mentor, how much different would it be than having a mentor?
I would probably just sleep all day.
You would just sleep all day, there'd be nothing to do.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Being your mentor, like having you as a mentee is great for me because it's another opportunity for me to get out of the house. I love to go fishing, to go bowling. It's fun to do that with you. And you're very intelligent and very mature for your age. And I really do learn a lot from you. So I love hanging out with you, man.
We just want to thank everyone who was here, who presented. We had 40 presenters today and yesterday. And as we say, it takes a village. So thank you all so much. We'll hope to see you soon. I know, it's a little baby. She's much littler than you.